Hello world, I'm Seth Ponder and I'm the host of this EdTech Heroes PonderCast. This is part 2 with Matt Jerlecki. If you haven't watched part 1, that's okay. I got it in the links below. You can check that out. In this episode, we talk about at EdTech in the Bend this summer is happening Thursday and Friday, August 1st and 2nd. Matt and his team are going to launch a balloon to space, and you can be part of that. This is my all-time favorite project in 15 years of teaching. Let's check out what Matt and his ideas are going to do this summer.
Matt and I,
Here we go.
Yeah. So this is like we are shamelessly plugging EdTech in the Bend, which is happening in August. It is one of the Summer of E-Learning conferences this year, or 2-day conference, where on the first day there's going to be just like one big long session you can go to if you want to, and then the second day is going to be more of like 1 hour or 2-hour sessions that you can attend and learn all kinds of great educational technology and pedagogy and networking.
And you have, because you asked me, plug the keynote because it's fantastic. And I'm trying to get anybody I can from Concord to come hear your keynote on day 2.
So on day 2, we just got a keynote, and maybe I can share who it is, but not.
Did I break the I break the fourth wall or whatever they call it? The third wall?
We're good. We've got the keynote signed. He is excited. We are excited. We're gonna wait on a little bit to say that on YouTube and maybe social media. I don't know. But
okay, all right. So what? Yeah, plug it. Okay, so
it's gonna be great.
Give us your Twitter handle so we can follow you to find out when you formally announce it.
That's right. So you can start following at EdTech in the Bend, and we'll have a lot of fun with that. But the whole thing, like Matt and I are super stoked and nerding out because Matt is going to be in charge of day 1, where he's going to do a big long session with great educators and flying a balloon up into space. So why don't you tell everybody what you're going to be doing and why they should sign up for your session?
Okay, so I kind of punted on the coolest thing I get to do every year to save it for this one, because this is the coolest thing I get to do every year. So 2 years ago, we, with your help, like I've talked to you before, and Kurt, we got to drop his name in here. So a few years ago, Concord Community Schools at the junior high, remember where I told you I taught, we launched a high altitude weather balloon. And it was a great experience. Well, when I switched my role to digital learning, I tried to come up with, okay, what could we do with like these different 4th grade groups that we have at our 4 elementary, K4 elementary buildings. So we launched one high altitude weather balloon with a 4th grade group at one of our elementaries 2 years ago. And it went, it was amazing. It made it an hour north of Ann Arbor, Michigan. And if you know where Elkhart is, and we had this wonderful friend of ours that we made that found it and shipped it back to us. It went great. So we talked to the other 4th grade teachers that teach the same course, and they were like, okay, yeah, we'll try it. So we're somewhat crazy, but every Friday in May last year, we launched a weather balloon from one of our different elementaries. So as Seth has many stories, the one thing that we do that's unique, and I'm waiting for somebody to challenge me on this one. So now that we're going to be out on YouTube and Twitter and everything else, please challenge me if you've done this, is we not only have the students work through the entire project. And again, I'm not going to give this away, all the different cool things that you get to do to actually have to launch one, like have kids call the FAA and all kinds of cool things. But I'll share some data with you why you would want to come. Is we take the 4th graders to go find it. Like we get on 2 minibuses and they complete the project from beginning to end. End meaning go find it. Like go find it. And so it's that last day is just, it's amazing. Like it's absolutely amazing. There are iPads on the bus. They're having to use Google Maps. They're having to figure out routes to get to places. in just about every single one of our instances. They're figuring out, well, who do I call that can help me find it? Like all those types of things, live in real time. Like when I say live in real time, like I'm not watching it live in real time, like live on the bus in real time. And so last year, now let's see, how do I want to tell the story? So the first one that we launched ended up about 150 miles into Canada from Elkhart. That wonderful fire department in London, Ontario found it for us and was able to ship it back to us. We made it as far as Battle Creek in the bus before we decided, yeah, we don't have the passports. I guess we're gonna have to go back. What amazing, absolutely amazing. It reached speeds, almost 200 miles an hour traveling pretty much straight east. The second one we launched ended up in Toledo, Ohio. The third one that we launched, and I can prove it to you, so I can prove this, okay, landed in the middle of Lake Huron. However, there were fishermen out in the middle of Lake Huron, 2.5 hours out, in the middle of Lake Huron. Yes, I'll say that again. That found it for us and brought it to shore and shipped it back to Elkhart, Indiana for my wonderful students to look at. Yeah, middle of Lake Huron, we found it. So any of you weather balloon people, I take fourth graders, I find stuff in the middle of Great Lakes. And then the last one went to 126,000 feet. So the highest one that we've ever had record for Concord. And I looked, by the way, so like Harvard engineering students do it. They've only ever gotten to 123,000 feet. I don't know, but I'm just mentioning that too.
Just want to put that out there.
Right. But it literally only went 13 miles from here. That's it. So the highest, Middlebury, like it landed in Middlebury. We drove to the McDonald's in Middlebury. We picked it up. We were back at school by 3 o'clock, like literally. So which makes no sense, right? Again, so when we talk about real world experiences and what I call like real science experiments, we didn't know where it was going to land. Like, how do we know where it was going to land? And so the one that you think, oh, it goes the highest, right? Automatically you go, well, I'd have to go the farthest, right? Nope, not even close. So we at EdTech in the Bend are going to hopefully take you right here watching 40 teachers. So Elizabeth King, amazing. She has presented at ICE for us last year, going through all this, is going to bring her fourth grade students because, yes, you know me, I love doing it. So we're going to launch 4 more weather balloons in the month of May. And who knows where they're going to end up. I'm waiting for one to go west at some point. Oh, I should mention the one that ended up Lake Huron. It actually made it to 4 states because it left Indiana, went to Illinois, over Lake Michigan, north to Wisconsin, back across the state, ended up in Lake Huron, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to put on a full day session. Elizabeth King is going to bring her students, and we're going to launch the weather balloon with the aid of these 40 teachers so that they can actually see how students do it. Like we're going to do it just like we do it. They're going to do all the prep work. They're going to have everything. And then we're going to launch the weather balloon, and then we're going to put 40 teachers on a bus, and we're going to go find it. But the great thing about you all being on the bus is we're basically going to be able to do that all day session and explain to you from beginning to end how we got to the point where we can launch this balloon with the students, what projects you can do, how you can integrate math, writing, the communication skills, how you present this to the school board, because our kids every year go ask for permission, because again, it's an out-of-state field trip almost, and so all these types of things, what do you have to do, how much it costs, where can you get the materials, all those things while we're on the bus going to find this thing. Now, hopefully it won't end up in Canada, but okay, maybe it will. But hopefully we'll go get it, and then we'll be able to bring it back. And then that second day at EdTech in the Bend, again, at the second day, Elizabeth King's going to run like 1 or 2 sessions for if you have additional staff that would like to come and hear, like, you're like doing like 45 or 50-minute sessions, right, that she's going to go through more of, okay, this is true content that I use in the classroom. These is the argumentative writing. These are the types of things that we do. And so here's one thing. So when we're talking about sales pitch to come, yes, it's cool as heck. Like, we are going to have a blast. And everybody that has ever gone on one of these has said, that's the coolest thing I've ever done. So please come. But the 4 classes that I referenced are 4th grade high ability classes. And so, Seth, as you know, the typical high ability student, to be able to get growth out of your highest performing students is extremely hard to do. Like it's really, really hard to do. And go talk to your, data people, your curriculum people. They will help you understand that. All 4 of these classes, and we use NWA data to track, reading comprehension, and our math growth, that we use. All 4 of these in both math and reading were in the highest 10 percentile of growth in the country, according to NWA, after doing this really, really cool project. And yes, as Seth and I know, I attribute it 100% to doing a cool project, because these kids were having to read the entire, 8th grade, college level science text, all of the math standards. So typically these students are required to get halfway through the Indiana 5th grade math standards. So by the time they're done with 4th grade, they're halfway through. And I can say this, I used to joke with them all the time. Oh yeah, we'll get through those 5th grade math standards, won't we? Because all of them are doing 8th and 9th grade level math, because they have to figure out where the heck is this weather balloon going to go? How high is it going to go? What trajectory, wind speeds, 2 variable computations, all these things that none of the teachers say, okay, you have to do it. Let's put this on the board and I'll explain to you. No, they had to figure them out because they wanted to know where this balloon's going to go. And how much helium you need and all these cool things. So there you go.
It's just like the young man that you talked about earlier that did your keynote. Like, if you don't know, you just Google it. You just find it out, and it's real world. The one time I did it with the Indiana Migrant Education Program, like, it was amazing. Like, the kids, they were young then, and now I have a couple of them in my high school class, and we still talk about it. Mm-hmm. And like, everybody around them is just totally jealous. They're like, what'd you do? How'd you flew a balloon to space? What? And then we like bring up the YouTube video and show them, like,
and again, those of you that are concerned that, oh, my school could never afford this, Bob, this is a project that is under $1,000 for you to be able to do. Like, under $1,000, you can get the rig and every single thing you need. You're right. Seth might have a cool 360-degree camera that he can put on his. You don't have to have that to do this project. Like, okay, you can do it for under $1,000. Like, literally, you can do this semester long. We did it over the course of a semester. You can do it over a full year. But what kind of projects are you going to get this kind of bang for the buck for $1,000? Like, and I have them all. Like, we're going to reuse them again this year. And we were able to get like our helium donated. I wasn't. The kids were. The kids were able to get helium donated. They got t-shirts donated. And that just came out of them organically working on this project. So trust me, it's fantastic, and it's not expensive. Do not hear, oh, high altitude weather balloon. This is a $20 million project that nobody is going to fund. Not true.
And it is way harder for someone to say, no, I cannot fund this, to little kids than it is to me and Matt here. Like, I hear no quite a bit. But when when my students are asking for something cool and calling the FAA and, asking for donations, it happens quite a bit.
Yeah, and it's great. And like I said, each one of these students groups gave a presentation to their building principal asking permission. Why should we let you go, miss school that day? All that. Then they collaborated through Google Hangouts across the 4 schools, picked representatives, and they presented to our school board and said, we want to go get these balloons. You need to help us, make sure we got buses and da-da-da-da-da. And exactly like you said, those school board members tripped over each other to say, yes, we'll help these wonderful little kids here. Now, if me and you walked in and asked for something, don't you already have a pencil set? Got a pencil? What do you need another pencil for?
So just in case, and I'm hoping a whole bunch of people are excited about EdTech in the Bend, but also seeing what you're going to be doing in May. Where can people find you? What's your Twitter? What's your what social
Okay,
media
so
do you use?
Jerlecki, Jerlecki at Jerlecki Tech Lab. All one word, Jerlecki Tech Lab, Jerlecki Tech Lab. Please follow me. You can go back through and look at, what we did last year. Trust me, we will tweet it out. We'll get pictures up on our, Concord Community Schools website, things like that. But yeah, we're hoping that, again, those launches in May are just sales pitches for you. You know me, I'm always working for you, Seth. Like we're gonna spend a whole month advertising EdTech in the Bend just for you. But again, seeing the students, it like I said, and again, teachers, you don't need to be an engineering teacher. None of these teachers were. These are fourth grade. They went to school, got their degree in elementary education, and they are launching a weather balloon and doing all the work and doing everything. And most importantly, their students are. And every single one of these teachers walked in the room and said, I have no idea what we're doing. I guess we're going to have to figure it out. And amazingly, they all did.
Right. And it is just one of those experiences where you can get collaboration all across the building. You can get the art teachers and math teachers involved very easily, the science teachers. When you're at the elementary level, doing all kinds of different grades, we had the students, we had ping pong balls, and we had them put all kinds of different candy inside the ping pong balls. And then they would write a hypothesis on what they thought the candy would do on the way up and on the way down. And then when we found the balloon, we examined it and had a great time, and they got to draw all over the ping pong balls. And so we had a great time. But yeah,
to help with that. So again, if you're a teacher leader in your building or a technology integration or digital learning, and you want something really, really cool that you can touch, like Seth said, all these different pieces, it's fantastic. So last year we did the same thing because we got that idea from you. We used the ping pong balls experiments. Well, this one particular class is the only one that created the experiments. And again, when we talk about math and all that, in advance, they had to come up with a hypothesis. They had to do all the math. What's the temperature change? Because those things, again, you can look at in advance. And that's where that high level math, 2 variables, temperature, barometric pressure, time, temperature, all these things that they had to figure out. This year, we're going to push the experiments out to all the fourth graders. So each class is going to have 2 or 3, every fourth grade teacher is going to have 2 or 3 of experiments that are going to go up with a weather balloon, again, to tie the whole school together. Yes, this class might be the lead, but you're all contributing. Your experiments are going up. We're going to get them back from you. We're going to figure this out. And we were very fortunate, again, when we talk about what us adults can do anymore, other than a lot of clapping, is Tom Coombs, our local, again, Northern Indiana here, ABC 57 weather guy, came and did a convo at each one of the elementaries the morning of the launch to talk about how National Weather Service uses weather balloons to find out what the weather's like. And he helped the kids predict, but it was fantastic. Again, the community, right? Like he's coming in, talked to all K4 kids, and then we all went outside and launched the weather balloon together. So again, Seth and I will share every trick that we have in the book if you want to come. So please come.
All right. This is great. I hope people got to know you. I hope they're excited about EdTech in the Bend, and this is going to be a fun summer. So I'm going to throw a whole bunch of links down below. Matt's social media, his Twitter. Start following him and have a bunch of fun this May launching a balloon, buddy.
Oh, hey, thank you. And you're always welcome. We can always, I'm pretty sure you're licensed to drive a minibus. So if you're looking for something to do in May, come drive one for me.
We'll see.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you, Seth. I really appreciate being invited on the PonderCast. Anytime, you know it.
All right. Thank you so much. Tell your friends. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. See ya.